this has been a trick that we see more and more, the Annie being taken and then given over, and we're gonna assume that this is either top or bot. This is a flex. Genji did, of course, play the Tristana top, but otherwise we're going to see for the first time Pace play this champion.
Yeah, Orna, okay. Kha'Zix slammed down there in R5, and, you know, there were some jungle picks we highlighted, but Kha'Zix, as you mentioned. We'll see how it works out for them. They're going to need to get off on the right foot against this team. Let's jump onto the rip for game number 1.
And try and generate early leads. And Aphelios, his biggest weakness, the reason why Ziggs was really good into him, although we have seemingly forgotten that that was a thing, is that he can struggle when he is outranged. So going to be up to Pace to show that the Tristana, which we'll get there eventually, but in the early game, outside of the cozy campfire,
maybe like the Viego to dive, but I don't see that really happening in this game.
Very early gank here.
Yeah, okay, flash in with the stun. That is a bug right on top of him as he messes up the dash, and that's going to be first blood onto Showmaker already. Kind of tempo to throw a spanner in the works, as we'll take another look here.
Especially with Kha'Zix, right? Kha'Zix is just a jungler who has a reputation of being hold there for the...
No ganks in the bottom lane, guys. It's not going to happen. Ooh, very nicely done by Kana as Doran gets way too over-aggressive and just gets booped into the tower.
The turret has aggro.
뭐야? 뭔 일이야?
What the hell? You see Kellen's just surprised. He's like, what? Top laners don't.
Well, you know, top laners try, but it doesn't often...
They do now.
It doesn't often work. It's, oh, Peanut.
Yeah, he's getting on in there, and Deft will be totally fine. Peanut level 6.
It's great to turn this Peanut. Going to try for a ult gank.
Okay, Emilio trying to help him out as Aphelios just kind of laughs at them, and we got a TP coming in now. Finally some action as Showmaker, he would love to get on in there, but Flash is still available for everybody on the side of Genji, so he can't quite overextend for the play. They are going to spot it. Kana comes in. The tank in this lineup. Rift Herald dropped in the mid lane. As now Doran trying to frontline. Genji will commit to this as the flash in. They're trying to pop down Peanut, but it's Annie who picks up the dragon. And DK are not able to get a single kill. And now Paze is hopping into that back line. Tries to ult them down. But Genji, they still got so much value out of the fight. They don't care. They can just leave happily after that one.
But the rest of Genji now getting in position.
Yep, Peanut, same brush. Pixel brush here, just trying to zone them away with this W. As 5 members of DK coming in as a unit this time. They have taken more space in the river. And it seems like this time they do want to commit to it. Novi wrapping around, but he is spotted. As he does have his flash Tivers waiting at the ready. But this time the poking damage is coming in much better for the side of DK. They've taken over control of this Dragon Pit for now. As the Proto Belt gets in, they get on top of Deft, but he will live. He is kiting back as the Dragon is ignored for now. And they are not quite able to get on top of it. Some damage exchanged back onto the back line of Genji. As Kana considering a back, but he has to stay. He's over the wall. He's looking for it. Gets on into the pit, and it's stolen away by Canyon, who does get the smite, but the follow-up fight here is going heavily in favor of Genji. 2 kills over to the side of Paze, who does 4,000 damage in the fight. In control of the game right now. As, okay, Canyon tries to land the stun, and he's just dead. I mean, that is a very aggressive maneuver in the jungle that you don't really have control over at this point in time in your Viego. So he immediately goes down. Paze is going to get bombed back into the team as the Gravitum comes down and they take down Paze. It is a shutdown here for Deft as they get a little bit aggressive with their sieging and punished for it.
Infernal Soul, that will be lights out. As aggressive TP in.
Yeah, I mean, they are really committing to this. They want to get heavy control of the mid lane, but look at Peanut. He has this flank already, and they have no idea where Peanut is. Now, they might suspect. Okay, now they know. Now they know. All right, Peanut, never mind. Some damage is going to come in. It will come down to this engage as the Tivers is good, but Chovy trades his life for it as Doran is going in and Peanut gets exhausted immediately. Take a look at Pace. He is shelling a Zingo Showmaker. He does get the sweep, but 2 stopwatches are enough, and they will be able to push this fight over the edge. Doran gets in the back line, takes out the Aphelios, and the Renekton is the hero at the end of the day, as well as stopwatch, and that will be Genji to push forward and win game 1.
That's a quadra kill for Doran on the Crocodile Pace. Halfway through it, I was like, yeah, guys, I'm out. Peace. I'll see you later. I got more important stuff to do. And that is going to be Genji getting the victory here in game number 1. Small hiccup. He's making a mistake, but outside of that, textbook game here from Genji.
Absolutely. Genji dominance from minute 1.
Is it just Wukong time?
Yeah.
It's just Wukong time. Now, Wukong has struggled a lot more without the combination with Rakan, and it will be just the Annie to bolster here. But the Genji comp is effectively the same, but now you have more team fighting power.
Whereas Peanut relatively comfortable on the Wukong, even though it hasn't had a lot of success recently. Let's see what happens here as we Helmet of the Rift for game 2. Well, we can only watch and see. And I feel for the DK coaches as well. I feel like it's a really difficult decision to go for. You pick the same side. You felt pretty comfortable with the draft in game 1.
So, are we going to get more games in this one, Valdez?
My gut instinct is no. Peanut is going to get some extra chicken, though.
He is?
Yeah.
Nicely done. Gets the smite off. And Canyon going to spot Peanut.
W? Nope. See you later.
Velocity game of League of Legends. And we might still see the handshake that we saw in the previous game where Genji is going to stack Drakes.
You don't say! This time, though, he's taking a lot of damage. Showmaker very annoyed by this situation.
I just love
players.
As might have a scuffle here.
Will we? Grabbing him. Comes in. Here comes Pace. They're trying to get on top of Canyon as Pace takes a huge amount of damage, but even more goes into Canyon as he will be pushed off of this one. Peanut does go a bit far as the shield comes in. Pace takes another big chunk. And a fight in the top lane as well.
I was just want to highlight, I love Jonas Strong just subtly trolling Doran because every time he walks up, he's like, That's where we're at, everyone.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you get DK versus Genji and then the Telecom War, and then it's 4-0 day, and the games have a collective 14 kills in them as here is the Croc getting in there. Depth does take a big amount of damage, but will trade it back, has Severim. Not a care in the world. Takes one turret shot. Rift Herald, though, the big difference maker, and a TP to the top side here, and a force on Nakana, who is in a lot of trouble. He will try to flash the wall, and maybe able to get over, but no, the Annie Sun will follow its first blood way before 16 minutes, as it will go over to Peanut this time.
With no kill.
Doran.
Is he dead?
Yeah, I think he's dead. I mean, he does have flash, but he's already taken half his health bar. I think he's might elect to not flash here. Yeah, he's just gonna go down. Dragon was being taken, and he realized that, oh, there are 4 people here. Oops, and then he died.
I don't think Genji can really contest this, but they're gonna try.
Yeah, the ward was cleared out, but Genji know this has been started up. As the engage comes in, the cask is there. It pushes Genji away as this Drake might just be free. They try to collapse here on the Showmaker, who does use his flash and is in a lot of trouble as that mid laner is just pushed away, and Deft is gonna miss the Moonlight Vigil, but Peanut goes way too deep. Deft here isolated, but he's able to kite it back as they're trying to flash on in. The fire kick comes in, and they might be able to take down the Aphelios. They finally do. So Genji say, okay, there's no cleanse, there's no flash. And yeah, we didn't get a great trade, but we got a lot out of Deft. So maybe we can just engage onto him as the light takes a massive amount of damage. But Canyon, they try to turn onto him, but he's a... Oh, Pace is going so deep for this as the range not quite there, but Peanut is going extremely deep for this, and he will help Pace pick up this kill. But The trade back might come in here as Paze is like, well, I'm so dead. They went so far down the lane that it's just free pickings here for the side of DK. As Doran is so low, he's trying to get in there and engage and provide a front line for Chovy. It's not going to work out. Showmaker with the triple kill. And that might just be Baron, as Deft is pretty low, but they still have the DPS, and they are forming up on it.
In Spring, didn't happen at all. They got 2-0 twice.
Engage flash from Peanut, and is she finally going to get into that backline, but there is zero follow-up. None. Zilch. Nobody follows up on that. Nobody can get in as they get cast away and denied entry, and that's that peel. That's that counter-engage we were talking about from DK. A very desperate attempt from Genji does not work out.
And D+, show us, okay guys, it was just the play, okay? Previous game.
I mean, see if they can get there as Deft waiting, Moonlight Vigil. It's going to hit, doesn't do much. As now DK, I mean, they have total control of this top river. The Elder is still 30 seconds away. It's great timing here from DK. Genji now trying to get into the pit. Peanut here is going to get bombed away, and that's easy as you'd like. They just smite it down. There's not much that Genji can do, as here comes Canyon looking for the assassination as Chovy tries to get in there, doesn't even drop down the Tibbers and has to flash away as he is being poked down. That's the flash W from Canyon, as now Doran and the rest of the team is just trying to hop away, but Canyon and Deft flashing on forward. Peanut trying to get an engage, will not find it. DK now with the Baron buff. Might just look to push mid, but Elder is on the map.
And nothing that Genji can do. Canyon gonna find another tasty snack. Doran might live, maybe. But even if he doesn't with the flash, it looks like that'll be the case. His base, not gonna be so lucky.
So DK just gonna stroll up the mid lane and take everything down. Peanut finally gonna press that button here once again, but it's not really gonna work. The wallets are a bit too heavy here on the side of DK. As down will go the Nexus to relatively low action once again. 11 kills in total, but DK, they control the map.
It is a highlight game from D+ here, and it's something that we know they're capable of, and it just makes it really all the more frustrating. Why don't they always do this? And Genji going into game number 3. I think not gonna run this draft back a third time.
Will it be the answer here? Yes, it will.
And D+ accepting the fact that when it comes to the early game, they've not really been able to match a lot of our stronger teams, and instead opting to go all in on late here. There is some pressure points early on. Obviously, Sejuani Jax we've seen win a lot of early 2v2s, and with no Poppy being on the opposite side, with it being a Vi instead, I do think that it is really hard for Genji to try and win that. When it comes to mid-jungle though,
let's see what happens. Game number 3 starting right now.
If Genji just sit and kind of hang back again, I am not very optimistic for their chances, because that's kind of what happened in the previous game.
I don't know. I mean, Genji was definitely #1 in our minds for a lot, but that last game really threw me for a bit of a loop, Chronicler. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, as that's not that is a great win right here for Chovy.
87%. So.
Yeah. I'll wait for Worlds for that to happen. As
you were talking about a Darth Path, and I was holding my ring in my hand. I'm like, ooh, this is the
Doran.
rings. Okay, Doran in a little bit of trouble here. He does flash, but again, he stacks up that passive. The Sejuani gets on in there, but they spot the Vi. It's not Kha'Zix this time, as Chovy immediate response. Really nicely done, almost expecting Showmaker to come in here, and he's taking a great trade after all, as he's going in for the kill, forces Showmaker to flash 1v2. After all of that, is now we got an engage down on the bottom side. Kellen's now level 6 as Deft is getting chunked out. One flash forward gets it done, and Paze will pick up the first blood in the bottom lane. And now, Genji, they're in a great spot here. They're looking for Canyon in the jungle, as the Vi is going to do an immense amount of damage. Spirit rush over the top as the Vi cease and desist and puts down the Sejuani for free.
This gold lead is getting exactly what they want it to be.
Oh man, Bomba coming in, but Kana's like, okay, I don't care. And this is what Genji have to do, right? We were a bit worried, especially with the first couple of games where we had a huge lack of action. Chovy, he does not have Spirit Rush. He has Flash, and there's a Sejuani right over the wall as he's trying to get in there. Now he's just going to flash away, misses the charm. As Sejuani is over the wall, and Chovy barely gets the Spirit Rush up. And in time to survive, really, here we go. The rocket's coming in, and it barely will fly by as Chovy maybe would not have died.
No, he does.
Okay.
Oh, that's a lot of cooldowns.
Yeah, that's Everfrost down. He still does have Flash, but no belly bop this time as the stun comes in, and now an ult will be used. As do they have enough damage as Doran is going the other way. Well, they did get him in the end, let's say that. As now the engage comes down onto Deft, but this time Kellen is level 7. His biggest enemy in this one. Showmaker looking for it as Chovy hopping forward, not able to get that charm down as he has been a little bit lackluster on those this game around. A bit of poking, a bit of shuffling back and forth. Still ultimates held mostly here. DK still trying to stake their claim over this dragon. They know what it means if they give over Soul Point again over to Genji. Charm comes in this time, and they might just be able to get this pick comp off, but the flash away from Canyon, but so much is huge. Trying to get in there, Pays going man mode into that back line, and he knows he's going to have follow-up as Kana is in their back line and is looking for kills. Will be able to take out Doran. Pays is pretty low as well, but he's got the rest of the team to back him up, and it's only Kana who might be able to get away actually here. As a couple of blast cones, love those as they save his life, and Genji will be able to take down this Infernal Soul Point.
We need to see some serious 1v9ing from Kana, because that's, I think, the only way that you're actually going to be able to contest this is have a man advantage as Deft is fine.
He is fine, but fine is relative, right? I mean, they're able to poke him out. They have to force the Devour. Genji are playing this very well from ahead. They are forcing their hand onto DK. They will take down the mid inhibitor turret already as Kana's not even here. He's got Zonius. He's just bashing that bottom turret, trying to get...
But this is good, actually, because he will get a bounty.
I mean, this is all he can do. He wasn't going to help in the fight, so picks up the bounty. Might be able to be taken out here. They let the inhibitor go down, which at this point, I guess is what you have to do.
It's just so hard to imagine because you can also just put Chovy inside, right? And it's really hard to engage. Oh, no, not the one guy.
The one guy, he does have Zhonya's, and okay, cease and desist is denied, but Gragas is here, Everfrost is a thing, and Kana is dead. And your side lane win condition is gone. Well, his third item, and now we'll be looking to engage, and now he can go even crazier.
They don't know
on this fight, and yeah, Peanut is behind enemy lines. They're looking for Deft. The flash charm comes in. He is just dead. Deft does 0 damage in the fight. He does nothing with this one for DK, as it is a total rout, a full ace going in favor of Genji, a clean one, as not a single person will go down, and Genji bopped them over the heads. In this game, number 3, it is not a close one, and they will win at 24.5 minutes.
And guess what? Mid lane inhibitor already down, Veldas. The highway is open here for Genji and D+. They were able to bring it to 3 games, something that they weren't able to in spring, but the loss streak continues. 9-0 is Genji over this team, undefeated still. Genji here in the LCK.
6-0 now in the LCK as they are very excited and happy that they take down this game, number 3. Chovy gets the big zoom in, a lot of big charms. You know, I called him out for that one, and then immediately he just hit every single one after that. So, yeah, everybody doing their job across the board. Delight as well. Might even pick up POG, you know, some of those knockups that he got, some of those picks that he got on his signature Rakan.
Thank you very much, guys. We have the winner of the Saturday Showdown, and Chovy and Peanut will be our POGs of the day. Congratulations on the win, guys. With this win, you guys are on a 6-match winning streak this summer. Peanut, how do you feel about the win? You know, DK is a very strong team, so we were pretty concerned about today's series, but it feels great to get a win today, and also I'm so happy that we were able to extend our winning streak. And Chovy, how do you feel about the win? Same, you know. I also thought DK is one of the strong teams in the LCK. So I really wish we could extend their winning streak, and I'm so happy that we managed to make it happen. Speaking of D plus Kia, well, I mean, they are one of the strong teams in LCK, but they are on a 9-match losing streak up against Genji. What do you think about this matchup? Well, I think like throughout that 9-match winning streak for Genji, like we had such a great players and we were able to showcase great performance, and that's the main reason why we were able to exert a bit of a dominance over DK. Peanut, I want to go all the way back to the first game. DK invested 4 bans towards the jungle role, and you decided to play Kha'Zix. Tell us about that pick. Well, I think that mid-jungle duo itself were pretty strong. Well, I don't think me picking Kha'Zix was a big deal, but I was expecting something special on the side of DK as they removed 4 jungle picks, but it was one of the, you know, meta picks, so I was pretty surprised by that. And your Kha'Zix is now on a 4-0 win streak, undefeated so far. I mean, when I first started, you know, training to become a pro player, Kha'Zix was one of the basic jungle picks you have to be good at. So, I mean, that was like our basic skill that was required back then. And Chovy. So Paze was the first player this summer to play Tristana into Aphelios. Could you tell us about the preparation, maybe? So, looking at the drafting, we don't really have a deep champion pool in the meta where we can play for AD carry when a lot of picks are kind of taken in the first phase of the pick and ban. So this time we had to play Tristana. Now let's take a look at this replay where you are able to absorb so much aggression. Do you remember this moment? So Kha'Zix is a champion that has to kind of use its ult in order to re-engage after diving onto the opponent initially. So that was the main kind of theme I kept in mind in order to play out that team fight. And not only me, but also the remaining 4 players on the side of Genji were able to play out that team fight so well. Chovy, well, you played Ahri in Game 3, and this champion was actually on an 8-game losing streak. But you were still brave enough to go for the pick. I had no idea that Ahri was on such a big losing streak. But, you know, I think that kind of tells a lot of story. I also think that Ahri is not on top of the tier list right now. But looking at the comp and drafting of both teams, I thought Ahri would be a decent pick. But Chovy, today you were able to pull off some crazy outplays on Ahri. So let's take a look at this game-ending play in Game 3. That Flash Charm was able to find depth in the front line. Do you remember this moment? Yes, of course. Well, Tahm Kench and Jinx, they were split. So I was going in for E-Flash, which is taking a bit of a risk, but I knew that Rakan or Vi would be able to force the Tahm Kench ult anyways. So I was able to kind of capture that slight opening in a split second. Did you know that that would be the game-ending team fight? Not really, but that's something you have to do as an Ahri at that moment. And Peanut, Genji is the only undefeated team in the LCK. What is your goal for the summer season? Has it changed? No, still same, winning the LCK summer. But I do want to have a perfect run in the first round robin. I don't want to get too greedy and look for 18-0, but still I'm looking for a 9-0 maybe for the first round robin. And next week, you guys are playing up against OK Savings Bank Brion and Hana Life Esports. What are your resolutions for the upcoming week?
네, 방금 말씀드렸다시피
Just like I said, you know, I really want to make a perfect run for the first round robin. So we have 3 matches to play. So I'm going to win up against OK Saving, Spank, Brion, and Hana Life. We'll do our best. Thank you. And Chovy, I also really want to win all the remaining matches here. So we will make sure to beat OK Saving, Spank, Brion, and Hana Life Esports by watching them play this week and see what kind of picks they prefer. And, you know, check out how they read the meta right now. And lastly, any message for all the Genji fans out there? Thank you for coming to support us. And I hope you guys enjoy the match, and we will keep working hard in order to display the best performance possible. And this will be the end of the interview from Chovy, Peanut, and back to the space. Thank you.